The Big Red Kitchen Show is brought to you by Markle Auto Group, Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, The Pampered Chef products provided by consultant Heidi Leopold, Sea of Red Wine, D. Ford Family Dental, Corporate Creations, D. Tendenza, Food Styling, and Photography.
Hello and welcome to the Big Red Kitchen Show, the show about former Nebraska football players who love to cook. Big guys who are comfortable in the kitchen, who enjoy cooking up a meal for family and friends. On today's show, we're going to see one of those former Nebraska football players. We're going to hear about one of his favorite recipes and hear how he creates that recipe. We're going to be doing a beverage pairing, plus we're going to be talking about some time-saving kitchen tips, some things that you're going to want to try in your own home. I'm Sherry Potter, and I am a professional food stylist and food photographer, and I love to try out new recipes in my studio kitchen. And today's recipe by Oudious Lee is probably one of America's favorite pies, the lemon meringue pie. It is sweet and a little tart. It's just amazing. I love it. But before we start our show, I would like to introduce to you my very sweet and amazing co-host, Angela.
Thank you so much, Sherry. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Waltman, and I am creator of the Big Red Recipes Cookbook. The Big Red Recipes Cookbook features 45 former Husker football players, and we've got recipes in there, everything from elegant elk birds to chocolate chip cookies, not peanut butter.
There are no peanut butter. There's no peanut butter in those.
There's no peanut butter. As well as, of course, our lemon meringue pie or the lemon icebox pie, although not a cake as I keep calling it.
Nope, it's
lemon
pie.
Icebox pie that we have today from Oudious Lee. You can learn more about the cookbook at www.bigredrecipes.com. Learn more about the guys who are in our cookbook, read about their recipes, and also read about the charities that they like to support. The cookbook is a fundraising project, so all of the guys have a charity that they support, cool. And funds help to support these charities. So it's been a great project, and of course, Big Red Kitchen Show, we're able to bring these guys on here so you can see them in person and have them talk about their recipes. Mm-hmm. Our guest today is Oudious Lee, who played for us back in '77, which happened to me when I was born, to '79.
Don't brag.
And he was a middle guard. But I would really rather Oudious tell us more about himself. What do you think?
I'd love to have Oudious
Oudious Lee, come on. Come on down. It's like the price is right.
Welcome to the Big Red Kitchen Show.
It's good to
so
be here.
glad you
Thanks
could
for
make
having
it.
me.
Welcome.
Gosh,
Absolutely.
So nice to meet you.
So first of all, I saw MG, middle guard. What exactly is a middle guard? Is it called something else now?
Oh, sometimes some people call them nose tackles.
Oh.
The guy, and when I used to do deals with schools, and you have to explain to little kids what you do, and everybody knows the guy that hikes the ball to the quarterback.
Yes.
Well, my job was to screw up his day.
Okay.
And add.
Oh, okay.
So you were on the defense?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And you played in '77?
77,
So you
78,
played
79.
under which coach?
Coach Osborne was the head coach, and Charlie McBride was, in fact, we were there when Charlie got there.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And he, well, I won't say what he said when he first time we met him, but
This is the family show.
but we were there when there were 6 of us, and we were the deepest defensive line they ever had down there, and so anyway, yeah, we met. He came in and
He's almost as big a legend as Osborne, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we like to always talk about the training tables because this is a food show. So tell me a little bit about what the training table was like in 1977.
Well, it's not, I've snuck down there and seen what they do now.
Yep.
And holy moly, the nutrition has come a long way. And since I was down there, I recall my senior year, I still remember this, my senior year, we're playing Penn State at home, and we go through the training table, and the plate, the state filled the plate. We had to get our potato on a separate plate because the steak was just totally just engulfed the plate.
Yeah.
And and now it's all about pastas and that sort of thing. You know, you don't want to go out there with a big old 2 or 3 pound steak trying to work its way through your system.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
it might
come
have a little more
along.
chicken now.
Yeah,
Then.
it's come a long way. Nutrition has.
Well, the training tables evolved, and your career had to evolve as well. Going from a football player, you played a little bit after college. Tell us about that.
Well, I had tryouts with the Eagles, the Cardinals, the Bengals. I did play one game with the St. Louis Cardinals. That kind of gives away how old I am. I want to say 1980. And it was about it was about a 50 below wind chill. Oh. It was really miserably cold. But the Eagles, the Cardinals, the Bengals, and played for a couple of USFL clubs, and then I was done.
But that's still, I mean, being able to play in the NFL, that's huge. That is huge.
It was a neat experience.
Yep. So after that, you decided to come back to Omaha and get your teaching degree. Tell us about that.
When I transferred my credits up to UNO, got my degree in December of 91, and started teaching for a local school district, and I've been there for 25 years.
Oh my goodness!
Awesome.
Congratulations!
I have 162 days to go. And I can retire.
Retire. What are you going to do after retirement?
Well, what I'd like to do is start a catering business, because this is my hobby, or this is what I like to do. This is one of the simpler things that I do.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, this is one of the simpler things I do.
so excited.
But I didn't when I was trying to figure out what to do here, because Mike Green got me to do this, and when he and I was like, I don't want to be too complicated here. I could have sent you a gumbo recipe or some jambalaya or some dressing or something. Because when I make gumbo, when I walk out of that kitchen, I'm sweating. I'm like, I didn't want to do that. So it was like, how simple. I just wanted to make about the simplest thing that I could come up with that I really like, and that's why I picked the pie.
It's such a good pie. And we were even talking before the show, and I said, this is one of our more complicated recipes, so we have a lot to talk about. And you said this was the simplest thing you could come up with. So I think that in Big Red Recipes Part 2, you need to do one of your complicated ones for us.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be
Okay.
really fun. We'll have you back on the show, and you can do something
I'll
very
do something
complicated
else.
for us. Yeah, because today we're going to have you do a few fun things with Angela over here. You know, we're very competitive around here. We like competition, and we know football players are. They like to compete.
To compete anymore.
Well, today, just a little bit, just for a little bit. You and Angela, a little competition.
She always puts me in a competition. I always lose. If that makes
Okay.
you feel any better, maybe it'll be worse if I win. I don't know. But
Love
just to switch
No, I'm not going to
gears,
point fingers and talk trash or anything.
yeah, you are. Just to switch gears a little here, I always like to talk about the charity aspect of Big Red Recipes.
Yes.
And you chose Angels Among Us. Just a little bit about Angels Among Us. They help with families whose kids are going through cancer treatments. And you and I are both mothers. You're a father. It's just horrible what these families have to go through. And Angels Among Us helps to provide a little bit of financial support, because how can you work? How can you keep things going when you're trying to deal with that? So wonderful charity choice. Thank you for doing that. And now on to your recipe. So the pie, why do I keep wanting to say cake? I like cake, but I like pie too. Mom, special story about Mom and the pie. Tell us.
Yes, I love the story.
Okay, my mom used to bribe us, because my sister, we're Irish twins. She's an attorney. She's a Douglas County. She's a public defender for Douglas County, and we're about 11 and a half months apart.
Oh, that's right. That's what I couldn't remember what the Irish twin was. Yes, I have one.
We were both in Lincoln. She's down there on scholarship playing basketball, and I'm down there playing football. And my mom would call to bribe us to come home by telling us she made this pie. And she barely get to the
mama.
E part of the pie, and I'm on the highway to come home, and we find when and I'm done playing ball and I'm teaching. I think I was teaching by the time I figured out the recipe, and she finally sat me down and showed me how to make it, and I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
Is that all? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, where's the part where you do a handstand and spin around or something? And she's like, I'm like, that's it? She goes, well, yeah, that's it.
Mothers got to have their secrets.
I don't know if I've ever
Was it
been as mad at her.
It was a great way to get you home, though.
I don't know if I've ever been that mad at her. That's when I found out how easy it was to make this pie.
Well, now I need to know.
Well,
I
yes,
need to know. So
yes.
let's talk more about the pie.
It is actually a very, very simple recipe, and I can't say it's really that easy. You really enjoy working in the kitchen,
I
and
do.
we have a lot of people out there, men especially, who aren't that comfortable just getting in there and getting their hands dirty in the
I'm
kitchen.
not one of them.
And yeah, so you really enjoy it. So some people might be a little bit afraid of this recipe, but
I think
as
it's
you
the
said,
word
Oudious,
meringue.
Meringue.
I think
Oh,
meringue
meringue
is the frightening word because to me
super
it means you have
easy.
to do something strange to the eggs that involves a lot of
No.
beating.
No.
Well, you do have to
that's-
do a lot. But if you have a mixer of any
need a
sort,
mixer.
that's all you need. You don't want one of those little hand cranky beaters. They're not
that
very
won't
easy.
work.
Like my mom has?
Like your mom has. But some of the ingredients that you're going to find in this recipe, we're going to talk a little bit about today. We have the lemons. The lemons are the part that actually make this recipe. Now there are different ways of doing lemons, as you know. You can use fresh lemons, or you can use it right straight out of the bottle.
That's what I do.
Most people, you know what?
Ain't no shame.
No,
That's what I do.
No, because this is easy. This is
Yes,
really easy.
and
Most
I'm
people
all
have
about
it in
easy.
their refrigerator all the time, and you know, a jar like that lasts forever. It doesn't.
Yep, it
you know,
does.
it has a long expiration date.
I've
on
had
it.
a jar for about a year. I've had a bottle of that for about a year in my
Yeah, and
refrigerator.
it
lasts
stays
forever.
good
Yeah.
that long. But nowadays, you know, there's a whole focus on fresh and using fresh ingredients. So the lemon, fairly cheap to buy, and there are lots of different ways to use your lemon juice in there, and there are lots of different ways to get the juice out of the lemon. So today I thought we'd talk a little bit about that with our gadgets, because there are different gadgets. Now, when I grew up, this is what
That's
I
what my
had,
mom
and I'm
used.
sure your mom had one. This is from our Pampered Chef consultant. It is just a regular old juicer. Works really, really well. And then the newest fangled gadget
I was gonna
out
say, show me
there
some
is
fancy stuff.
this one.
Yes.
You know, it actually crushes.
We have one of those in the kitchen.
Do you know how to use it?
I always push it back when I'm looking for the spatula because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of heavy. Feel it. Feel it. It's
That's
not
exactly what I have. I'm like, what in the, yep.
What? Do you use one like that?
I've never seen one
Well,
of these before.
here's what I was thinking, because since you're so strong, I think I'm just going to have you squeeze it by hand, because a lot of people just wash their hands really well and then just squeeze
what
the
I do.
juice in. Is that how you
I
do
cut it in half
and squeeze it in?
I probably miss about at least a third of the juice that's in there.
Correct, and that's what we're kind of going to demonstrate a little bit today is what method actually does the best job of getting the juice out of the lemon. And both of these are Pampered Chef products, but one may work better than the other. So I thought today we'd figure out which is maybe the best. We know this is the easiest. If you've got a jar of this, you're in. But you might get more juice out of your lemon if you use a juicer like this, or you might get more out if you use this.
And you put the whole lemon in there.
I'm
and
going to
you
show
cut
you
it.
think she's gonna show
a little
us.
bit how to do that, because that's what this show is all about. is
All right.
It's when the knife comes out.
Kitchen gadgets that do a great job for us. So you simply cut your lemon in half. So Angela, I'm going to give you this half of the lemon, and I'm going to have you
Oh, you're
juice
giving
it
me
on
the
that fancy
old school
tool
one.
right there.
Okay.
And then Oudious, since you're really strong, I have a feeling you're going to like this. So this is an easy method. You put your lemon in like yo, and then you just push down on it.
And it all goes down.
It's going to go through, and you can dump it over. So
Should I be trying to pop the seeds out of this?
it's going to.
Don't you start yet.
Okay.
Oh, this is
yes,
not,
ma'am.
Oh no, we're
Oh,
not
this is
racing
not
on
the
that.
race?
No, we're just going to show how much juice we can get out. So
And I just grind
yep,
it like
just grind it, easy, easy. You can kind of see.
And this will catch the seeds.
Right, and that
hopefully.
catches the seeds.
Okay.
So the benefit of that method is the fact that it does catch the seeds and you don't have them in the juice. This one, while you probably might get a little more juice out of it,
The
you
seeds
do
will-
have to
It's kind of going all over the place.
Right. Yep, then you can dump it over to the side. Just
Oh,
dump it
okay.
over to the side. Yep, and squeeze it that way too. Look
Now
at
this
that.
is
Look at
kind
those
of-
muscles. Look at the muscles on this man.
He's
doing a
two-handing it.
great
think
job. And, Oudious, if you want to even get more juice out of it, you can take this little lemon here and flip it
How
upside.
come she's giving you hints and not me?
Angela, how hard is that?
You'll be back. You'll be back next
You are
week.
talking to me. So
Use a little muscle, Angela. Squish down on that. Look at how much Oudious is
Little
getting
noodle
out
arms.
of his. Okay. So I think, see how much more you got out of that?
Okay.
There you go.
I didn't do so
Cool.
bad.
You didn't do so bad.
do so bad.
Now we are going to measure the results. So
Oh,
I brought on my handy dandy kitchen scale here, and we're going to just firm it up here to get it all to the 0, 0, 0. We're doing ounces. So Oudious, this was yours. We're going to let the cameras get this so they can kind of see. So we've got it set to 0, right? 0, 0, 0. And we can see that Oudious, I think he has, what, 10?
1 ounce?
1 ounce.
10?
One,
Is there a decimal?
1 ounce. 1.1 ounces.
1.1.
Depends on how. That's kind of like I am on the scale. If you go from 1 foot to the other, it'll get lighter.
Okay, so Angela, we're going to do the same with yours. Same type of cup. We're going to zero it out there, get it to 0. So on yours, let's see, what did you get? Well, looks like you only got 6 ounces.
I think it was rigged.
8.
Now it's 8.
8 ounces. 8 ounces.
It's rigged.
It's
I
rigged.
think if we leave it sit there, it'll probably go up
It
some
is
more.
not going to go This is scale. So, but you can see, 1.1 ounce or 0.8 of an ounce. I mean, that's a big difference.
So really, that one was the better.
This one was the better.
Or it could have been his muscles.
Or his muscles. And you see,
Or he could have had the bigger side of the
neither
lemon.
of them have seeds in them. So good
Okay.
job, Oudious. So
And
it's a
there's- and I
nice
left
kitchen.
more down there too.
Oh, thank you for that.
Well, next time you use it, you won't have nearly as much. And then you can use this juice in your lovely little pie. It's already nice and fresh. There's no other ingredients in it. It's just straight old lemon juice. And the nice thing about this pie, what you have in this product is you're going to have some lemon oil. And so that gives it a little stronger flavor. But if you have just this little planer, you can actually go like this and get a little bit of real lemon skin in there, and then you'll get those oils.
And that would be called zesting.
Zesting, my dear.
Zesting.
Look at, you know all the terms.
I know
so
zesting.
Good, so
Yes.
good. Yeah, so that really basically replaces that recipe. So there you go.
I've zested my fingertips before on accident.
Oh, that
Yes.
probably didn't
Yeah.
turn out.
Now, we don't have a whole bunch of time, but one of the things that I saw in some promo pictures, Oudious, is you were cracking eggs. And I like a man who knows how to crack an egg. So Angela, you and Oudious are going to do some egg cracking here. I've got a little towel here, and this is where we're going to have just a tiny little race.
I'm very bad at this.
Are you bad at this? No,
Very.
we want
Hard.
whole eggs. We want to have some whole eggs in our bowls. Actually,
You're not
So
going
we're
to make me
gonna-
separate, are you?
We're not going to separate them?
we are separating these eggs.
We are or not?
We are.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to move them back here so we can see.
You seem happy about
That's
that.
okay.
I am
I don't
not.
care. I'm-
Can you reach? Can you reach okay?
Yeah.
So I have one for the yolks and one for the whites.
Yolks, whites.
Yolks, whites.
Okay.
So I'm going to say go, and we have 6 eggs or 12 eggs there, and I'm going to
Okay.
see how quickly you guys can do that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to be talking a little bit about eggs.
Awesome.
So you guys go ahead, go. No shells, please. So a little bit more about the eggs. One of the things that people always ask me, since I'm in culinary school or a chef, they always think that I know about eggs, and I know a little bit about them. But the question I get the most is the fact that how long can you keep them out? How long do eggs stay fresh? Well, if you're getting eggs fresh eggs from the farmer's market, grown locally at one of the farms. Those
I
eggs
know.
can stay out on your counter for a full day, 2-3 days. If you're getting them from the grocery store, however, you may not want to do that because they're washed and cleaned and they wash off the protective coating. So about 4 hours is as long as you can keep those eggs on your countertop. So you might want to, when you're warming these eggs up, Oudious had given me the little instructions that we have to have our eggs at room temperature before we can whip them up. Okay, I think we're done. How'd we do?
I got 5.
She's winning.
He's still going.
He's still going. Look at him. But Angela, you did a great job.
She did.
Thank you.
You did not have any shells in there.
I didn't. I dropped one yolk in there, but I snuck it out of there before you saw.
The thing about these eggs is, when they're warm, they are a little more difficult to do.
I'm a little gooey over here, Sherry.
You are? Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's because I got this. So, Angela, now that you're all gooey and ooey, and Oudious is showing us all of his culinary skills.
Done.
Excellent. High five to you, sticky guys. Not touching you, either of you.
Come on.
I know. So you'd want to let these come to room temperature, right, Oudious?
Yes.
And then you can whip them up nice and neat. So, Angela.
Yes.
Before we go on with the show, we probably need to hear a little bit about beverage pairings.
Absolutely.
We don't want to run out of time for beverages.
Absolutely. Now, we are working on a dessert here. So what we want to do is talk more about the beverage pairing that would happen with the meal. So tell me a little bit about the meal that you would normally eat with your pie.
Well, I would before one of these pies. I've done lots of things. Steaks work well. I'm a big soupy kind of gumbo,
Sure.
jambalaya, and I make this crispy Cajun shrimp fettuccine. Pretty
Really
much
anything.
Yeah.
Really anything.
Pretty much anything will go with the wine.
Absolutely. Well, we are going to actually talk about our Sea of Red wine. They're a great sponsor of ours, and it's really a very good wine. The wine is actually made in California, but it is a person who came from the area, went to California, who developed the wine. Our local representative, Mark Brungart, is actually a former player. His recipe was banana bars. They're very good. But he is the local rep for Sea of Red wine, and it was made basically to honor the wonderful fans of the Huskers.
Is that? Oh,
That is why they made it, absolutely. And so we have a Zinfandel from 2012 here today. Zinfandels pair very well with red meats, heavier pastas they pair very well with, as well as aged cheeses like Parmesan. And so we thought this would be a nice pairing that you could have before you got into the pie, because you don't want to have anything too sweet going into this, because you kind of want that to take center stage.
That's true.
So I'd love for us to have a try here. Since they know I'm so good at gadgets, I've got this electric wine opener. They tell me it's very easy, but that's usually when I run into troubles.
I want to watch this.
So we just put it down on here. I push the button,
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
push it down.
Keep going, keep going.
It's going sideways.
It's okay, just
Okay.
keep going. It'll stop when it's done.
Okay. Are we good?
It's done.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Holy moly.
And I was supposed to cut this off, which is what you normally do. I'm very bad at that, so I didn't do it. That's a good way to cut your fingers,
Some show we're going to show you how
which
to
I
do
think
that.
I just did. It's a very good way to cut your fingers. So I'm going to go
Band-Aids.
ahead.
Do we need Band-Aids?
We may. It's amazing we've not had an incident
Thank
yet.
you.
You're
Thank
very
you, Angela.
welcome.
I'm going to serve up some pie.
Go ahead and give this a try. We probably want to try this before we try the pie, since it's not exactly paired with the pie.
That's true.
Let's give this Zinfandel a try.
next
Now, are
time-
you a wine drinker?
Yes. Yes.
And
I
what's your
am.
favorite? What's your favorite type? Do you have a favorite brand?
I'm a Shiraz fan, and I'm a Shiraz fan and a Cabernet.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're kind of in the reds,
I'm
the
in,
dry
yes.
reds. So perfect. So you like this? You like this
This is
Sea of Red?
delicious.
I think that whatever your favorite brand is, you should switch it over to Sea of Red.
This is really
I
It's
can be
very
really
talking
good,
about
excellent
isn't
wine.
it? Let's do a cheers, even
cheers.
though we've already drank out of it because we couldn't help
To the
ourselves.
Big Red Recipes in the Big Red Recipe
Absolutely.
Book, and thank you for
Oh,
the.
my pleasure.
Yes. Now,
Let's give this a try. I've been excited to
have
give
you
this
had
a
the?
try.
Have you
had any of
tasted
this
this?
yet?
I haven't.
You haven't had this.
I
yet?
haven't had it yet, so I'm excited.
Well,
I can't be the only one eating here. Come on.
I'll
Let's
help
see
you
how
out
she
there.
did with your recipe.
Well, I know her meringue is a lot prettier than mine.
Oh my goodness.
Is it yummy?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd come home for that too.
Yes. It is actually a reason to come home. It is really a good
So
recipe.
Oh, this is
good.
delicious.
Your
You did
mama.
great.
Thank you.
And this recipe, along with all the others, can be found in the Big Red Recipes Cookbook. Again, go take a look at bigredrecipes.com to learn a little bit more about all of our guys who are involved in the book, 45 former players. And you can learn more on the website about why they chose their recipe, more about their charities that they support, what they've been doing since they played. And then if you do want to get this recipe and all the other recipes, go ahead and give the book, buy it. Buy the book.
Get the book.
Get the book. Not only will you get all the recipes, a lot of great full color pictures of all of our athletes, but you'll also be helping a lot of great charities.
It's true. Very, very true. And your charities has a real special
the
place
book.
in my heart.
I'm gonna have another bite of this. 'Cause
I
this
know,
is good.
it is really, really good. And you're right, Oudious, it isn't that difficult. And meringue is not that difficult either to do. Once you have those egg whites at room temperature, in this recipe you just separate, just like you guys did, you separate the yolks from the whites, you set the whites aside, and you make your dish, you make your filling, and while your filling is sitting there, you go ahead and whip up with a mixer, a hand mixer or your KitchenAid, So
And it's so pretty. How do you get it to brown like that without burning it?
you just put it in the oven.
And
It does
it all on its
It
own.
does it on
It
its
does.
own.
You just
It's
have to
good.
time it pretty carefully, I
You
would
do,
assume.
just a little bit. Well, to our viewing audience out there, we're about ready to close our show today. We want to thank you for stopping in and seeing what we're cooking today on the Big Red Kitchen Show. I want to thank all of you. If you have a former Husker that you've seen in the kitchen and you'd like to see him on the show, or perhaps you'd like to see a kitchen gadget demonstrated, we'd love to hear from you. Send an email to the show at bigredrecipes.com and we'll be sure to get back with you. Oudious, it has been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks.
It has
Thanks
been,
for having me. It's
You
been
have just
fun.
been so much
Thank
fun.
you
It's
so
been
much.
fun.
We always appreciate people like you, and we appreciate your charity.
And we
all
look
you've
forward
done.
to the catering business.
Yes, yes.
hopefully-
I know a great culinary school right here in town.
The Big Red Kitchen Show was brought to you by Markle Auto Group, Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, The Pampered Chef products provided by consultant Heidi Leopold, Sea of Red Wine, D. Ford Family Dental, Corporate Creations, D. Tendenza Food Styling, and Photography.